All right, guys, we are live. We are got a special guest joining us for the giveaway, and he will be here shortly. And for those of you in the DC area, you understand this, but I got stuck in traffic on the way home from the office. So I am running a little bit behind, but that's okay. We will get this thing kicked off shortly, and I will get the wheel loaded up with all of the names while we are chatting. And I am going to share this on a couple of platforms. So if you guys don't mind, share this so we can get people, so everybody knows that bought some tickets. If you guys can share this, I'd appreciate it, so we could get the folks on who might have supported this effort. Just want everybody to know so they can see it live. So I will, let's see here. I will babble while you guys are joining on. And let's see here. Trying to get a new image here. Upload image. So what's up? Rick Blunt is in the house. Yes, traffic sucks. I 100% agree. And so what's up? Justin's in the house. Let's see what this. Nope, that is not what I'm looking for. So we will wait for some other folks to join. And I am going to be typing away at the typing away on the. Okay, here we go. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to get the. Here we go. We got our special guest. Let me add him. All right. Welcome.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Past special edition. Can you hear me okay? And actually, can I hear you?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Okay. Nope, I cannot. Let me.
One second.
Why? Let me change my audio. Hold on just a second. I know why I cannot hear, and that is because I do not have my handy dandy.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Headphones. We had to get all high tech when we added the call-in feature a few episodes ago.
This is my first time doing
All right.
this.
How about now? Can you hear me? Now I can't hear
I
you.
can hear you. You got me?
Check the settings. Audio. Oh, I know why. I'm super behind. Let's see here. I have to enable some software. You guys get to see how this goes live. Usually I do this about a half hour before, but it is not happening yet. Hold on just a second. Actually, let me just do this. Sound. All right. Now can you hear me? Or now can I hear you?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you, Gene. All right. I can
Sweet.
hear the
Good job.
turtle habitat in the background.
Right? Yep. Yeah, that's my is it too loud?
No. I just heard the running water and I was like, I bet I know what that is. So
yeah, that's one
temporary.
of my setups.
Yeah,
and I got a big move next week. I got roughly 1,800 gallon of turtle rescue that I run here in Florida that I have to move over on Monday to our rental house that we got. So that's going to be a big feed. I got probably around 30 turtles from running this
Oh,
rescue.
wow.
Yeah, we help out pet shops around Jacksonville and stuff if they need help with sick animals and whatnot. We'll give them advice, or we'll take them in, fix them up, and give them back to the pet stores and whatnot. And that's kind of our hobby outside of our other hobby.
All right. Well, I didn't realize it was that big of an ordeal. I knew that you guys had some turtles. I'd heard that you had to get a generator to get all the aerators or whatever going. I was talking to the rest of the elite guys at Pro Am. They said it was quite a big deal to keep the turtles
Yeah,
safe.
yeah, I got to go over there and hook the generator up and let the pumps run for a little bit each day just to keep all the plants alive because I run a mechanical pump. I don't run a mechanical filter. My filter is a 300-gallon stock tank that is set up just like the earth is, from big rock to fine pebble to sand, and it all filters up through there like a spring, and then there's plants on top of that. So I'm just trying to keep that alive. The turtles will live. Turtles have lived hundreds of thousands of years. The turtles will get by. What I'm trying to save right now is my good healthy water and my plants. That's what I'm mainly worried about, so the turtles can stay healthy.
All right. Well, I tell you what. So I am trying to get these orders that were for the tickets into the wheel. So um, why don't you give us a little background of what happened? Whatever you want to share, just so everybody understands. I know a lot of people have heard, bits and pieces of the story, but why don't you tell us a little bit what happened, and then so they can kind of know what the story is.
Yeah, so July 9th, it was my birthday. We were leaving the house to meet my mother and stepdad for a birthday dinner. Um, and our air fryer was plugged in. It was not being used for, I want to say Amber used it the day before to heat up some chicken wings. And then it was just sitting plugged in overnight and everything. And we left to go to dinner. And then probably 30-ish minutes, 40 minutes later, we get a call from my neighbor telling us that we need to get home. Our house is on fire, and the firemen are currently trying to save our pets. So we rushed home. We didn't make it to dinner. We didn't even make it um, to the restaurant because we ran an errand before we were going to the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't take 45 minutes to get to the restaurant we were going to. But we met up with another friend before that. And so we get to the house, and it wasn't a up in flames type deal. The fire was out, but it was very real. Walking up to all of our animals laying in the front yard with the mass next to them from the firemen trying to save their lives. The So there was, our pipes that ran through the ceiling, and everything got so bad because one of those pipes burst, and that helped the smoke get even heavier from everything that was burning. So from what the firemen said, that is what took the animals out so quickly, was the heavy smoke from all that, and that's really what did our house in. If you go in and look at it, it's really all contained within the kitchen and living room, but every room in the house just has a black, like, water running down from the ceilings. A few of the air vents up in the ceiling, the metal is actually just warped. That's how hot the air was, because
Hmm.
I guess the AC kicked on and it went all through the AC. And you can walk through the house and see uh, like almost every nail head. That's how hot it got,
Wow.
holding the sheetrock up. The tiles are popped up in the kitchen. When we walked in the first day, there's probably a good 3 inches of water in the house. But so the house is standing, but it's a total loss from water and smoke damage. We've brought a few things out and realized that we can't keep them. It's everything smells like smoke,
Right.
and very, like, the clothes that I've gone over there with that have been brand new, and just done little things at the house to help the insurance people along. Those clothes are pretty much going to be done,
Right.
just from going in and visiting the house. Um, so the only good thing I can say out of this is that my son didn't see the animals. He stayed in the
Hmm.
truck. So I'm happy about that, because that would have been just him knowing about it, and his reaction was heartbreaking. It I Yeah, it was bad.
So you
So
guys have,
that's really what happened. The air fryer was still plugged into the wall even through the fire. Um, and they don't. The firemen said that they see it all the time. One of the most common is air fryers, and this one blows my mind. Um, like slow cookers, we all
like
leave those
crock
plugged
pots.
in because they're slow cookers. Yeah,
Hmm.
and they said that the crock pot and the air fryer are one of the main starters of kitchen fires.
Hmm.
So that was pretty amazing to hear. The slow cooker was one of them. But yeah, that was pretty much it. And now we're just on to the insurance game. Going over, we already went over and went through what the cleaning people thought they could clean. It's not very much. And then next week we're going back over to help go through what, like, pictures we might want to try to save, things like that, and then clearing out the rest of the house, and then pretty much moving on to the waiting game on getting the insurance money and start to rebuild.
Right.
Um, we we just got everything for the rental house. Um, so if you don't have homeowners insurance, get it. It's been helping out a lot. It is a headache of a process, but it does help.
Right.
So if you don't have it, get it. It's a headache to deal with. Our heads have been a nonstop headache dealing with them, but it is helping in the long run, because this is a lot of money. Like, a lot of people don't know that during this, the place you rent, you're paying that rent on top of your mortgage while you're trying to fix this. So insurance comes into play. They're helping out a lot with that. We get an allowance to rent a home, so we're very grateful for that.
Right.
So that's coming in very helpful.
So, so they got you into the place or the rental, but you pretty much had to, you know, nothing came out of your house, so you had to find new stuff and to get you through the rental and all that stuff. So, um, yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's what
yeah. We
people
have
don't
we have lots
understand.
of friends donating things.
Right. So because this is obviously the I like I say, RC family is family. Why don't you give us a little bit of for those who don't know who Gene Trout is? What's your story? I'm for those who are just joining us, I am running behind, and I am feverishly putting the list together so I can get the drawing done. We are not uh, unintentionally drawing this out. I'm just trying to get it all done. So why don't you give us a little history of who you are and how you got into racing? And I know you're connected with the elite guys, and so why don't you just fill in the gaps for those of us who don't know who, your
All
story.
right. So like all of us, RC cars really, as a kid growing up, um, I got a gold pan car, I think around 99 from a garage sale, and kind of showed a little bit of interest there. And then my mom had got me a ready to run TC3. And that was my newer, like, because the gold pan car barely ran, didn't really know what to do then. So I kind of got into it that way. Um, the local hobby town up in Indianapolis, Indiana, where I'm from, um, they ran some races. Didn't didn't really race there. Just kind of went and watched the guys. And then my dad got me a T Max after that, and that's kind of when the racing started at a local track called Planet RC in Indianapolis, Indiana. Um, it was ran by a few people. The originals were Aaron Skillman and Jeremy Black. And then who ended with it was a guy named Michael Fishel, I think. Um, but I ended up racing there, starting my racing, you could say, career hobbyist there. And then I ended up working there and then running the track um, towards the end, and then helping the owner at the time, Scott Burns, build the track layout for the 2006 World Modified Nationals. Um, and then during that, I parted ways and moved to Florida. Um, and then after that, now that was all from, I want to say, 2000 to 2007, um, that I was in the hobby then. And it was pretty much all racing from the time I found a track. Um, I was at the track. Oh man, I'd have to ask my mom, but it would have to be like when I wasn't working and on shift, I was there. Like it didn't matter. I was at the track running. Like everything was left behind. It was a good thing. A writer for RC Driver back then did a little side article as a Midwest up and coming driver on me. It is in an old issue, and I'm actually trying to find it. Mine over the years has gotten lost. So if anyone has a connection with RC Driver, please let me know. I've been trying. Um, but yeah, so then 2007-ish, it all came to a little end. I was turning 18 then, around that time. Got into Hondas, cars, started building them. So kind of left the hobby for a little bit. Um, and then my whole life I rode BMX dirt bikes. And then I got into mountain biking for a little bit, and then back into racing mini bikes. Well, I had broke my back doing that at Spider MX, which is, mini bikes are fun. It is. I've rode, like, I have a CR 500 sitting in my garage right now that thankfully did not get touched by the fire, because that's a family heirloom. Because me and my dad built that bike and then he passed it down to me. So luckily I still have that. Um, but I've ridden so many different things, and I will say the most fun has been on a hardtail pull start Coleman mini bike. And yes, that is how I broke my back. It sounds so wimpy and baby, but taking that hardtail thing off jumps, I want to see anyone do it. It is so much fun, but those landings hurt.
So you actually raced mini bikes?
Yes, sir. And
Wow.
once a year,
I thought you were talking
once
pit bikes.
no, yeah, true pull start mini bikes.
Briggs and Stratton.
Yeah, and it is hands down the most fun on two wheels in the dirt you can have with the group of guys that race around here in Florida. The Gambler 500, if you guys are interested in it, look it up. It's from racing mini bikes to taking, say, an old 94 Corolla and lifting it like a foot in the air from what it normally is on mud tires, taking the doors off of it, going out into the woods and helping clean up the national forest, because that's what it's all about. They go and see, each team goes and picks up trash and sees how much trash they can get out of the forest, and they weigh it and all that at the end. So it's a really good thing for the environment also. But those guys are awesome. And racing mini bikes, it's so much fun. Anybody should try it. But I broke my back doing that. And then bunch of weight. Really couldn't do much. And then one of my cousins was racing RC cars, and he said, "Hey, I know you used to do this. Why don't you come out? You can run one of our short course trucks." So I did. I went out to Lake City. That's actually Lance's track, and I ran short course, and that was 2001. I think I don't remember. It was during the whole COVID stuff when it was going on, but and that's kind of what re-sparked it, and I kind of just went full bore back into a hobby that I love. And I kept up with it through all the years, getting magazines at the house until magazines kind of stopped. Even when I wasn't racing, I still kept up with all the world championships that were going on. Because I kind of really got out of it just because I was young and didn't have the money at the time. And then kind of life just went on. And then now I'm back in it. I'm extremely happy. The RC community was amazing then. It's even more amazing now with how much bigger it has grown, and the familyness has not stayed small. It has gotten big with it. Everyone's hearts are just as big as how the hobby is now as when it was smaller. And I found that out with what's going on now. It's been downright amazing. Everyone's help.
And how did you guys get hooked up? I guess
Lance.
Oh, go ahead. That was going to be my question.
Lance?
Yeah.
So I ran his series, and then I was like, "This is cool." I was like, "I like this." I was like, I want to get back in the hobby like I was before. So the man. I was like, "Hey, do you guys need any help setting up anything at the Ford RC Championship races?" I asked him a few times, and then I would just start helping Patrick tear down and stuff, and just because they're a group of guys, and even if I wasn't going to work with them, I still wanted to help them because of what they were doing for us. So I just started helping. Then one day, "Hey, would you come help us full time here?" And then we just kind of evolved as we grew, because it was Lance, Patrick, then Danny, and then Keenan and myself kind of came on right around the same time. But after Lance kind of brought all of us together, that's kind of how it evolved into Elite. And we kind of just all were full bore, all on the same mindset, wanting to expose our city more than it already has, and to give all the dads that might be able to experience to see all their kids. So that's what we're focused on now. Is just bringing the experience from the track to the house. I mean, I know there's other outfits that do it, but I mean, there's a lot of outfits in many other types of sports, and we can be there to battle and all provide a type of coverage in different ways, and we can all be happy.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's room. I mean, we're definitely not saturated for coverage at this point. I mean, it's not like you guys are uh, trying to undercut each other for the cost of doing an event because nobody's making a killing on doing this coverage yet. So hopefully we can get that going. I know that a lot of people appreciate it. Like when I'm racing, away and my wife's not able to join, being able to jump on and see me race is really cool. And my family's from Oklahoma, and and personally as a racer, I love going back. I watch every one of the events that I participate in, and I have to go see where Keenan made fun of me for driving poorly, and but you guys do a fantastic job, and I think it's really cool, and I
I
know,
appreciate it.
having come from the AV and sound and all of that. I've had a band for a couple different times, and I've done music a lot, so I know that uh, there's a lot. And you guys do video, which is take everything I've done with sound in a band and multiply it by like 1,000, both in complexity and expense. I know what it goes into what you guys do, and we all appreciate it. It's awesome. And for those who are waiting for the
Yeah,
giveaway,
that's
I'm working diligently to get all the list. For the questions that we have, the raffle is sold out. It sold out yesterday. I know that Lance has some additional items that they're going to be doing soon. I know there's a couple of kits and at least one radio. I know from experience that there's a radio. But there'll be some additional
yeah.
ways
I'm
to
pretty
help out.
sure.
You guys are doing the race at Sundowners this weekend, right?
Yeah, we're doing that, and Lance sent down the radio and a few more things that he got when he was in North Carolina to Paul and them. So they have all that already.
Okay. Yeah. So there'll be some other opportunities for some raffle items. And again, for those who are wondering why we are sitting here and talking, I am diligently putting the list together so I can get it in the wheel, and I'm almost done. So totally paying
You're doing a good
attention.
job.
So this is I am not a professional podcaster. I'm not a professional. Uh, um, I'm actually in sales, but I had a long day in the car and rushed home to get this stuff put together. And I appreciate
Like,
everybody who participated and bought the tickets quickly. Might I add, this was the
thank you
one of the
guys so much.
fastest that we have sold out a raffle. So that's just proof of the goodness and the family of RC. Everybody was interested. People were coming
Yeah,
up to me at the race, and so and you were
yeah.
missed at the race.
Yeah, I got many messages from Patrick. It's hard when we're apart now. We're combined at the hip. So it was sad not to be there, because that race is downright fun. Brent
Oh yeah,
coming up with that idea that was awesome. And then the little tweaks that Lance has helped him with is that whole event is just downright the best the best thought of event in a very long time. Just to bring everyone together, it's really a lot of fun.
yeah, for sure. That's definitely unique. And I think that, we tried to do the tire thing that didn't work out. I think they're going to try to put some more thought and into it next year. But that's what I really love about Brent is he's outside of the box. And when somebody says, well, nobody does it that way, and I think his answer is exactly, we don't have to be like everybody else. And I think that that's what brings attention to his events, and that and high caliber, they just do things very well. And Lucas works really hard, and all the guys that put the track together, Danny and Davey, is it Talent? I can't remember is it Davey or Danny? I think there's one of each.
David Talent. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they
So
all put their hearts into it, and
yeah,
you can tell it's because they if you do it year after year in this industry, you got your heart into it.
oh for sure. Yeah,
So
because if you don't, these things will break you. Yeah, like these events. I've done events at a fraction of the size of these, and it's big events are about, if you attend an event, you see about 10% of what was put into it, because there's a lot that goes into these things. So, um,
what car do you got back there on your behind you? Is that you racing
oh,
the car?
that's my first road race car. That's a 1991 BMW E30. So um, I started, well, a little bit similar. You said you had a gold pan. When was that you were racing a gold pan? Or was that an old
Uh,
car
I,
when you
I
got it?
never I never raced it. It was an old car.
Okay.
I picked it up around 99 at a garage sale and started playing with it. And that's what kicked off my RC kind of like, oh, these are more than just the Walmart cars. Like
Right.
there's cooler ones. Let's see what we can
Yeah.
get into.
Yeah. So a little bit of my backstory, as we're filibustering here, as I'm almost finished. Um, so in the 90s, like 90, I graduated in 94. So I was probably racing in 93, 92. I'm from Oklahoma, and I raced at a place called RCRC, and it was an oval on the outside, and then the inside was an off road. So it was all tent scale. We raced. The off road was part of the oval, and inside was the off road. I raced oval. I raced a modified tent scale RC10 that was a converted gold pan. That back then it was just a flat piece of carbon fiber with everything transferred over. There was none of this really fancy carbon fiber with, the kick up and offset and all that stuff. It was literally just the arms from an RC10 bolted onto a chunk of carbon fiber, and maybe not even have been carbon fiber. It might have just been fiberglass. But I raced for a couple years, and like you, I didn't have a ton of money. I was a 16-year-old kid, and I actually worked at a back in the day when we had the balanced pack, or not balanced packs, but the matched cells. I worked at a
Yep.
company that I would get cases of batteries, and this guy had like 10 battery conditioners on the wall, and I would go in for like 2 hours a night after school, load these things up and hit the go button, and they would cycle the batteries, and then they would test them and check their IR and all that stuff. And then it would spit out stickers. I would put stickers in there, and then I would sort them. So the batteries would be sorted by different IRs and total, I think total amps or whatever. I don't remember too much about it, but I would sort these, and then I would package these cells into like 7 or 8 cells, I think is what we ran back then. And that's basically what I did as a job while I was in RC, or early RC. So,
That's
but so that was when I was a kid, and then I went and did a million other things. My wife said my hobby is having hobbies. Um, But after my kids got a little older and I had a little bit more time, I got into racing, and I bought this 1991 time trial car, and I raced SCCA and NASA and some AER. I raced Chump, which is now called Champ, which is endurance racing. Um,
Yeah,
I blew
one of
that.
my buddies raced a jump car.
Yeah, so I sold that car and built a Spec 3, which is a 93 E36. Um, Raced that for a couple years and blew it up. Got bored with it. Got into rally racing. Still got a couple rally cars, and then got into dirt bikes because rally is uber expensive, and so I got into dirt bikes. Crashed my dirt bike. Tore four ligaments and or four muscles and two ligaments, and I got into RC cars. So I decided it was a little safer to
It sounds like it hurt.
to run the RC cars. It's no broken back, but it's definitely. I was laid up for about 8 weeks, so I bought a Traxxas Rustler. I was like, oh, let me just get a car to play with the kids or the dogs. I mean, and my kids, and took it to the track. Realized real quick that Traxxas was not a race car. Bought a TLR truck, and that was the end. In a week, that will be 1 year. So I started racing
Okay.
in August of last year, and went from no cars in June. Now I have 20 some odd cars, and a mobile hobby shop, a dedicated trailer. I don't do anything
It'll
halfway.
happen.
So yeah, and a
Yeah,
RCRC podcast, and so let's see here.
it'll definitely happen, and it'll happen quick. This hobby it'll suck you in, and if you're ready for the ride, it'll be a fun one, and it'll spit you right back out.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Uh, it's definitely it's definitely addictive. It's kind of like tattoos. You can't just have one RC car. I have a number of
Yeah.
tattoos as well. So, but for those who are waiting for the raffle, we're getting real close. I got a couple more lines to put in. Essentially, what I'm doing for those who have not seen one of our raffles before, I have a wheel. I'm going to put all 200 entries into the wheel. If you have multiple entries, you will get multiple positions on the wheel. And I will put them all in. I'll scroll through so everybody can see that their name's in there, the requisite amount of times. And then I will randomize the wheel a couple times, and then we will hit the go button, and then we will give this car away. So about 2 more minutes, we will we will be ready. So did you lose your RC stuff in the fire? Were you able to salvage that stuff? You're going to be able to come play with us when?
So I I I have it all. They warned me to don't trust it because it's not burnt. So tomorrow or Saturday probably, while we're at the Airbnb, um, uh, answers. Uh, Try to charge a battery then, and we'll know if everything's good. I haven't tested anything yet. I'm pretty hopeful that it is, but I mean, I'm no no expert when it comes to house fires and that smoke and that, because it's like kind of like a oily residue, and they say
Mm-hmm.
that the firemen said that that's what'll do it in electronics. So we're keeping our fingers crossed. If it is electronics, then it's just electronics, and I'll be able to overcome that. We'll get that worked out. I know Kevin. Abbott, one of the best guys, best sponsors that I could have. I love working with him. He's reached out to help me if any of my stuff is messed up to get me back on the track. So a lot of people have reached out to get me back on the track if anything is messed up. A few other friends have offered to loan me things if I need it for now. So you'll see me on the track. I'm
All
a
right.
racer, so if there's any way to be on the track, I'll be there with borrowed gear or my own with something else borrowed in it. I'll be on the track.
Well, that's good to hear. Now, if I can just get this screen to come up, we'll be in. I've got everything loaded, and um, we will. My presenting will not pop up. Gotta love when the internet and the world. Let's see here. I'm gonna see if I can do a different browser.
The internet can be.
Let's see here. I've got the.
I'm trying knows and a mastermind.
All right, come on, wheel of names. Here we go. Nope. All right. Let me copy these names in real quick. So when do you think you might be able to make it back to the track? When's your
We're going down to Sundancers for the benefit race they're throwing.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it looks like you guys. So is that track looks like they did a whole bunch of work to get it ready. Is that
Yeah,
has it just been a little while
that
since they
that
raced there?
yeah they run club events here and there. That is, if you guys come down to Florida, Sundancers is definitely one to put on your list. The grip that they can achieve without, and just how the track holds together is, it's really second to none. There's other tracks in Florida that can do it, but um, they do it consistently and they do it very well. So definitely get down to that track if you guys can. The dirt's amazing. You'll have grip for days. No matter really in any weather condition, that track has grip. So definitely get down there and see them.
Well, that's awesome. I am struggling to get this thing to. I
And
can see
there's
the
a
screen
pond
right here.
on site.
There's a pond on site.
There's a pond on site, and I did swim in that pond, and I was told that gators get in there every now and then, but I didn't see them, so it was fair game. So I went swimming.
Yeah, I heard the same thing about the lake next to Lake Waccamaw. They were swimming over there, and
Uh,
they said, there's alligators in there, right? So I guess that did not.
yeah, they did that last year. It was, yeah. I know the group that did it last year, and we'll keep them nameless, but they had fun. We'll just put it that way.
All right, so I really want to try to get this screen up, but for some reason it is not letting me present the other screen. So, all right, we're going to
What if
take a vote.
you
You
take
guys,
them?
I don't think I can take you. I don't think. Actually, let me take us back. Let me see if I can take us off the. Oh, now it's completely locking me up. It won't let me do anything. Interesting. Um,
You're doing
let's
better than
see.
I'd be able to do.
Well, I'm trying to see. All right, I'm going to pull us off of those. It shouldn't end the stream, but I'm going to see if I can remove us and put us back in. Hold on just a second. That didn't work.
Nope.
All right, so we may just have to. All right, you guys are going to have to trust me. I have 200 names in the list, and I'm just going to have to click the wheel and announce the name. Anybody have a problem with that? No problems. All right, here we go. All right, so I've got everybody's name in here. Let me shuffle once, Shuffle
Maybe
twice.
maybe you can take a picture of it with your phone after it's
Oh,
done
you know
and just
what?
post it later.
Let me do this. I will video it. How about
There you
that?
go.
Let's see if this will work. This is the ghettoest thing I've had to do.
Hey,
All
making
right,
it happen
let's
though.
see.
That's all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
matters.
All right, so so if anybody doesn't trust that their name's in, I'm gonna do a video and I'm gonna scroll through the name, all of the names. Plus, it has everybody's email. So I don't know that everybody wants their email posted on the internet, but
Hmm,
I'm just gonna
true.
scroll through here real quick. Everybody can slow that down and validate. And now, here we go. I'm going to spin. Here it's spinning. It's slowing down. And the winner is. All right. I have to look up this. I have an email. So let me look up this email. But
It's
if you
just
have a
us and me.
Yahoo email, you may be a winner. Let me pull up this. Let me pull up my sales. Half the people just said "aw," and half the people are like, "Yes, maybe it's me." Let me
Yeah.
see. All right, how about this? If you have a name, Booston, tell me who you are, and I'll verify it. Your email has it is Zach Wright. Zach Wright has won the S Works chassis. So
It's a
if
good
you
car.
want Zach, if you want
Very good car.
Zach's email for $250, I will sell you Zach's email. No, just kidding. So, all right. Well, that was a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. I
Congratulations,
did
buddy.
not. Yeah. Thanks for supporting us, Zach. Congrats, Zach.
Thank you so
And
much. And everyone else that did.
is Zach a Mugen guy? What's Zach run right now?
I am
There he
not
is.
sure to
He
be
put
honest.
all right for if you're wondering what Zach's email is, he put it in the comments. So Zach, what chassis do you run right now? Did we make a new S Works guy? We'll see if Zach responds, or if anybody else knows that Zach what Zach runs. I can't remember. So anyway,
Yeah,
well, Gene, I think we met maybe for like 10 seconds at PMB. I stopped by the booth and chatted, or
probably.
your guys' little thing
That
there
was
where you're washing tires and doing all your stuff that you do over there. He is a
yeah,
Mugen
we
guy.
were
Okay.
gluing.
Yeah.
Well, it it's kind of close. But if you're not sponsored by Mugen, I'm going to tell you try the S Works. It's
So
phenomenal.
it doesn't bother me because if you see down at the bottom, I'm an S-Works dealer, a Techno dealer, and a Mugen dealer. So Mugen, we love Mugen guys too. But yeah, so Zach, let me know. Hit me up a private message, or I'll shoot you one. And if you're going to be at Wicked, I've got chassis in the trailer. You can pick either a nitro or a electric, and we'll get you hooked up. And if you guys need anything while you're at Wicked Weekend, we will have the trailer down there. And if you see down at the bottom, that's all the stuff that we carry. Thanks to Brent and J Concepts and Tekin and Race Ready and all the other folks. Let's see, Techno Mugen, that's given a Hobby Wing, that's given us an opportunity to distribute products. We appreciate it. And Zach says he's leaving Mugen. Did we just convert somebody? That's what I'm talking about. S Works for the win. So, not trying to start
Well,
any
for
feuds.
me personally, the S Works car has been a confidence builder. That thing is. It
So
seems
you
like
run
every
S
change
Works
I
as
make to
well?
it, it just gets better and better. Yeah, I'm currently sponsored by them,
Sweet.
and
Yeah.
that
So
that
yeah,
has been for my program since I've signed. Um, it has gone above and beyond what I could even imagine in the 8 scale side of it. I absolutely absolutely love that car
Yeah,
and
I
recommend it to
agree.
everybody.
Yeah, I started off with a TLR truck, and then I bought a TLR 8X, or sorry, an 8X Elite, and then
Mhm.
quickly bought like three or four 2.0s. So I had a couple of each, but um, so I was TLR for about 4 or 5 months, and then at SIC, um, got to talking to Lucas and found out about the possibility of being an S Works dealer. And there's no S Works dealers in Virginia. So I said, well, hey, I'm not really that tied into TLR. Let me try it out. I bought all my TLRs used, so I never got to build an 8 scale kit. So I said, let me check it out. And I started talking to everybody there that ran S Works that I could find, and everybody had the same story. I used to run X. I went to S Works and I got way faster, or I started podium. And I mean, everybody had the same thing. And they talked about the S Works family and the team. They're, really open to sharing. And I've found all that to be true, especially the car part. I run two buggies and two trucks. I build them all. And for those who have kind of paid attention to my race program, I made my first A main for 40 plus at uh, at Pro Am this weekend. I had a shot. Should have been in the A main for Nitro Buggy Sportsman, and just couldn't keep the wheels down. Just drove myself out of the A main. But the cars are
That
phenomenal.
that
They're
those tracks get gnarly in that building.
Yeah, and I feel like the more rough the car or the track gets, the better I like my car because it's predictable. It does what
Yeah,
I expect it to do. So, not to say there's anything wrong with TLRs or any of the other
I
cars
know.
out there, but
My
I just feel like
I
it's,
ran
for
I
me,
ran
very
TLR
easy to
before.
drive.
Yeah, I ran for TLR before S Works, and the TLR cars they're really good too. Not taking anything away from them. For me, it was just what the S Works does different. We'll
Yeah,
put it that way. It's just what the
yeah,
S Works does different is what I like. But the TLR is it's a good car.
yeah.
It's a really good
I,
car, and it's very durable. Everyone talks about the Techno being durable, but the TLR is durable. Um, I when I ran that car, I don't think I really broke any part. I mean, out drives when we were all having that issue when the car first came out, but other than that, the plastic and everything, spot on.
I broke a chassis at SIC, but
I
if
tweet.
any car any car would have broke when I so at SIC, for those who are at SIC, at the end of the straightaway there was a 180 that came back and then went down, and then there was a step up, step down, and that step up was better than 45-degree angle, and it was probably 5 or 6 feet tall, and it was the second lap with my e-truck, and I just got a little goosey and hammered the gas going up that thing. I shot it about 20 feet in the air. It was jumping all the way to the back of the track. I freaked out because it was going out of Marshall, who had his back to me. And I hit the brakes and it flipped over violently from 20 foot in the air and landed on the wing and snapped the chassis. So, not TLR's fault, totally my fault.
No, not at all.
It was a spectacular crash, and sounded like a gun going off. So probably scared the crap
Yeah,
out of the guy who the marshal it landed behind. But so,
yeah.
but
He probably had to go to the bathroom after that one.
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. So, well, hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for jumping on, and we will. I'll
You
get you the
guys and
funds. Yeah, for sure.
everyone that participated. Thank you so much from me to from my wife to my son. It helps out a lot, and we appreciate every one of you from the bottom of our hearts.
Yeah, appreciate you guys for joining us tonight. And it would not break my heart if you go to Truth Motorsports on YouTube and subscribe and go on Facebook. If you're already here, you're already on one of those places right now. Like and subscribe. And we do a podcast every other week where we just couple of nerds sitting around talking about races, and we recap the stuff that we
Fun.
did in the last couple of races and talk about the stuff that we're about to do some product showcases. And yeah, for sure, George. Appreciate you guys helping out. And so you guys are going to be able to make it to Wicked or no?
No, unfortunately not. We thought I was going to be able to make it, but we're moving into the rental house on Monday after we get back and forth to Lucy. And then Wednesday and Thursday, the cleaning people are coming back up with a dumpster and all that. And we're going to be, like I said, going through and finding what pictures we might want to try to keep and whatnot. And just they're going to let us clean out the rest of the house and basically get it ready for sitting there stagnant until we can start the demo on it.
Right. So they're going to have to tear it all the way
ready,
down?
You know, so basically just cleaning it all. Yeah, that's what they're shooting for.
Okay.
There was talk about maybe trying to leave one wall up, but yeah, we're fighting that one because the water went down all the walls and all that. So, but we know insurance is there to help out, and they have been, but they're also they don't want to overpay when they don't think it's necessary. But they would still leave us in a house that is growing mold or something like that because water got somewhere that they weren't able to get, or something along the lines goes wrong. And so that's what we're battling with now. But it's on the up and up. We got a house we're moving into. School starts soon, so we're looking into that. The main thing, we just wanted to be in another house and kind of have things back-ish to normal, you can say, going into the school year for my son. School is very important for us and him. He's very, very, very smart.
Oh, we lost him. Looks like he was having some internet was kind of sketching a little bit. So we'll see if he joins back. Give him a couple minutes. But yeah, thanks everybody for Amber said his service is crap. So that's we all have been there, done that with spotty coverage. So here he comes. He's coming back in. Let's see here. There he's back. We lost you for a second.
Hey.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kicked me out. I got back in. But school's real important. He's real smart. He's a gifted student. He's going into third grade and doing about sixth grade math. So he's very intelligent. So school's very important to us. So we just wanted to make sure he's going into the year fully comfortable, ready to rock and roll. None of this craziness that's going on right now. We wanted to work as fast as we could at getting him back to as normal as he could. So,
yeah, I'm telling your wife to come out and say hi to the camera. So she said she's peeking through the door. We'll see if we can get her to come out and wave.
Take the door. Get out here. Say hi.
Here she comes. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, let me turn off this one so you guys don't get double audio.
Oh, you're good. You're
Thanks,
good.
guys.
Yeah. We, like I say, RC family is family. So happy to be able to help out. And we'll see you guys. If you guys are at the track, any time we're at the track, stop by the trailer. My wife likes to bring food, so we like to feed. So we had some good brisket at the RC Pro-Am. And so you guys stop by the trailer and say hi. See the dogs.
Absolutely.
And yeah. So we always have a cadre of Pooch is with us. So, but I appreciate everybody who helped out. And as we always say, we will see you guys at the track. So
Later,
you guys have a good one.
Bye.
All right.
You too.
Bye.
Have a good one.